All right, guys, welcome back to the original subscriber game. And, you know, things are remaining very interesting and like very exciting. So what's happening in here is, of course, finally, finally, my allies have rescued me here in the center of my kingdom. Geraldton has been finally conquered. So thank you so much to South Borneo in particular, but like also I feel like Darwin did his part, and also Java and Esperance, and so thanks guys all around, saving my butt. So that's great, and it happens at the same time as I'm now being attacked by a actual PC up here who is Thomas the Eighth. So happened at a good time because I do have a stack up here that I can defend with. And I also have this stack from the west that came in here, which has 100 guys and 6 cannons, and it really had 124 and 8 cannon, but I'm taking some of them down to clean up the Geraldton mess down here, do my part. I don't want to leave everything to these guys to have to do. So I'm trying to like pick up, and these aren't, good resource tiles or anything, but I'm just really trying to do my part because these guys have stepped up so heavily to kick butt. So this is the army, though. This 120 and 8. Whoa, sometimes that happens. This 120 and 8 is the army that came over from the west, which was initially a small army. And now it's my only army. It's not my only army. I won't say that because I do have some people at the front here. But, oh, geez. But it's okay. It's okay because now it's stabilized. And a couple of these people reached out to me. Geraldton and South Borneo reached out to me and said, look, you're not the only one who got knocked down by Geraldton. Like, honestly, Sir Tandem reached out and said, like, I was absolutely staggered by how many people were in that territory, in that empire when we tried to flip it. And so I'm like, yeah, thanks for that, man. Because honestly, like, I was really surprised when I attacked into here. I thought I had it underhand, and I did not. I did not. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. But anyway, so I got knocked down significantly. But like, just check out Darwin here. Look at this. And South Borneo on both sides, kicking butt. Esperance coming up and kicking butt. And Java's actually the pointy end of the spear here when it comes to us marching westward. So one of the things I'm noticing here is that we're pretty much good for the next few in terms of west and north and northwest expansion until we come up against Popcat over here. Popcat has 256 territories. So to compare that with one of our dominant players, here's Java with 199. And so we're about to come up against some really dangerous, really scary players. And of course, Central Europa. And so, I really need to turn my game around, which I'm going to do. Like, I have 100 guys coming up here and 6 more cannon to continue my push north. I also have the one thing I was able to keep through this is my 5 bombers and my fighter. So that's nice as well. And I'm really pushing hard here to continue to develop all of my double tiles. One of the things I'm doing here is I'm building a lot of armored cars. And you say, why? Well, because I have these territories that that can build armored cars, and armored cars are 1.5 against air. So I'm just doing one generation of that, feeling like if you can build 10 armored cars, that's 15 against air, which is pretty good. If you think about it, that's about more or less 3 fighters. And that's on the ground. You don't have to have airfields. You don't have to have, it's just defensive on the ground. So I'm trying to build up some of those armored cars for the air defense as I move north. And this guy's refueling, but he's going to move north as well. So that's a good solid 4 defense against air Nothing's better against air than fighters. All right, so things are going good here. We can shift our attention over here to Papawa. And really all I'm doing here is fighting a holding war here. I'm just trying to keep Geraldton's ghost from killing us as we come in here with Otago. Otago's coming in here and going to take a lot of stuff and doing well. And then over here you see, I think, is this South Borneo? Yeah, South Borneo coming in with significant Navy and then some landing troops as well, but mainly Navy, and just decimating. And he can attack all of these exterior territories. So way to go. I think that is Sir Tandum. Yeah. And he also suffered heavily from the sudden loss of Geraldton. And then I want to talk about Esperance. Esperance, if you guys remember from early on in this series, Esperance stepped in and really filled a gap for us early in the game. And then now, oh, what is this? This must have rebelled to me, but I don't want it. I'm going to trade it back to him. You never know when this kind of stuff happens. But his focus has been on taking over Geraldton in mainland Oz. But let's talk about Esperance, because I spent a year in Central America learning Spanish, and esperar is a verb in Spanish, and it means to wait, but it also means to anticipate. But my favorite version of it, and the reason that this country is named Esperance, is that it means to hope. To hope. Esperar. So it means to hope. It means to wait, to anticipate, but it also means to hope. It has this feeling of, it has this implication of hope. So Esperance, way to go, man. Like, look at this. Look at this. And all I'm trying to do here is keep the borders tight so that Geraldton can attack back through to maybe some more defenseless territories to the east. And he is kicking butt. So honestly, like, by the time this is done, Esperance's territory, his kingdom, will be all, if not all, the few little islands of Otago and a few little islands here and there of, what is this? Otago, yeah. He's going to be dominant in Western Australia. And then I feel like once he establishes that, then he can do whatever he wants, and I'm going to continue to try to trade him for my backwards territories here, which are losing morale fast, for some of his more Asian territories up here, some more forward facing territories. And so we'll continue to try to do that. But dude, Esperance also, by the way, let's not forget, look at this. This whole network is Esperance, so he's actually kicking butt on the Asian mainland as well. So I don't know, man, like we'll see what happens with him, but he's a fighter. He's a scrapper. I'm loving it, But dude, all of these guys, I can't even say, man, like Java, Darwin, Borneo, Otago, like all these guys, man, like they are kicking butt in a massive and devastating way. Oh, what's happened over here? Oh my goodness. So West Amazons, who was really one of our main challengers in the New World, is now AI. And I somehow have right of way with him. I don't know how things work in this game sometimes. Because I might have offered it to the player character and then the AI took over and took it. So we'll see, man. I don't know. But anyway, things are going great, guys. Like even this, our first sub game, like we are kicking butt. Let's go ahead and check out how we're doing here in terms of worldwide statistics. So let's look at yeah, here we go. So we are in 4th place, challenging for 3rd, and then Europa is dangerous. But African Coalition is also vying with Europa. These two are at odds with each other. So there is opportunity there, so we'll see what happens as we move forward. basically, I feel like Geraldton was a huge hit to us because think about it. Not only did it subtract from us in terms of these reward points, but then we had to spend to get back what was there. So we're always going to be subpar from what we started with from that huge loss. So we'll see what happens moving forward. But I think once we redevelop Geraldton, which we've almost entirely done, you can see the red here on the island here, and on the mainland here. We're still dealing with it, you know. Esperance and then South Borneo has really like borne a lot of the brunt of that attack. And then Darwin has come in and helped as well, and Esperance up here as well, and Java too, man. Like Java is kind of kicking butt. Let's face it. But we need to be really careful once we start to butt up against. We have a little bit of flexibility here, but once we start to butt up against Popcat, who is in the Central Europe Union, we need to be careful. But we still have, look at that. We have expansion here. We have the ability to expand into here with some level of freedom. Here's Alaska, which I'm worried about because that's the Alaska Nightmare, which is one of those coalitions that is sort of stepping up now in second or third place. So this is great stuff, man. Like, you know, we started off in Australia, dominated onto the mainland. We got knocked back because of Geraldton, but we're taking care of it, right? Like we're cleaning house. And then once that gets cleaned up, I'll tell you this, like for one thing, once this gets cleaned up, I'm going to be moving back through the water for a week, you know, with about 150 to 200 guys and maybe 5 cannon. So anyway, it's just it's a little injection from the homeland that can come forward and actually start to fight again. You know, at one point you saw it. I had a stream of guys coming in from the backcountry, and that got stopped because of Geraldton. Exactly like that entire river of white that was coming in and the river of blue from my brothers here. It got stopped because of one ally, one brother who dropped out. It's pretty devastating and really a brother as powerful and influential as Geraldton. So, you know, don't be a Geraldton is the message here. And also, you know, like, I really always want to make sure and say this is like, hopefully, honestly, whatever happened to Mr. Boone in his, you know, IRL life, I hope he's okay, you know, because at the end of the day, this is a game, you know, and it's fun and it matters a lot and we get passionate about it and whatever. But like, you know, if somebody gets divorced or if somebody's house gets foreclosed upon or if somebody loses their job, you know, like, let's be real, you know, like, I don't know what's going on with him, but really like, you know, we hope he's okay. Right. You know, cause it's a hard world. So yeah, well, you know, we'll pick up the pieces. We'll do what we have to do, but, you know, he fought by our side for a long time and that earns him, some credit, you know, in the brotherhood. So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for checking in. We're going to keep on fighting, man. Like we're going to keep on going. Things are looking good. I hate to say, but like once we clean up this Geraldton problem, we're back on the warpath, man. And I know personally, like I'm starting to move my forces north, you know, let's go, let's do this. Right. So, all right, we'll see what happens, man. All right. Thanks for checking in, guys. I appreciate you all coming in and adding your views, but also thanks for commenting and thanks for coming over to Discord and being a part of that community. And you know, we're talking about what to do with our next game. There's a lot of ideas. There's a lot of different opinions about what we should do. Some of us are saying that it should be really like hyper competitive. Some are saying it should be hyper cooperative. And so there's all kinds of possibilities out there, man. But I love it. I love the discussion. I love the community. So anyway, thanks for joining us, guys. Adios, amigos.